G'day Bomber fans, another injury update. First it was Hunter, then Ben Hobbs, and now Kane Baldwin. As you read in the title, we've been hyping up our list and how fit it is. I told you guys to cross fingers and touch wood, and I blame whoever didn't cross fingers and touch wood. Not like that, you know what I mean. So injury update, a few things to talk about. Let's get into it. Alrighty, Kane Baldwin, our forward turned defender, Laverde 2.0. Many actually thought he would overtake Laverde in the first team this year, but if that was to happen, it would be a fair way down the track now, because Baldwin has unfortunately suffered a really pesky injury. He pulled up a bit sore from training and went to see what the issue was. Came back as a stress fracture in his foot, and speaking from experience, stress fractures are just the most frustrating injury you can have. There is so little you can do. It's usually from overuse or bad luck, really. That's how it's caused, and you can't really do anything while you recover from them. It's a lot of resting and little boring exercises. In fact, I reckon we're probably going to see Baldwin on crutches or a moon boot for a little while. I'm yet to see any images from training today, so I could be proven wrong instantly. But the fact of the matter is, his training loads will be non-existent, and when he starts to recover, they will be minimal. There is no time frame for an injury like this. It differs from person to person. He's definitely not playing in the early rounds of the season, though. You can scratch him out for that. I couldn't tell you when he's expected to return, and neither could the club. At this rate, I would say it's a medium to long-term injury, and it's annoying because he has been so good this preseason so far. He quickly became a bit of a fan favourite, in fact, with his good performances. Many wanted him in the first team, and those who didn't wouldn't have complained if he found his way in. He was on track to becoming one of our most improved players, and it's the fact he's out of contract as well. This really hurts his chances of getting another year. You never want an injury like this, but you really don't want it the year your one-year contract runs out. I say it a lot, a one-year contract is a warning, so to spend so much time on the sidelines during it, it's just not a good sign. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Essendon have really had bad issues with these niggly stress-related injuries recently. You got Jones, Cox, Reed, Hunter. They've all suffered them recently, and I'm probably missing someone out as well. I know we brought up in some external experts to oversee our training and whether or not there was something we were doing wrong or could be doing better as a club, and nothing really came from that. I remember the headline coming out and nothing after that. And I don't know, maybe it's just bad luck. Maybe they gave us the all clear, or maybe it's the dreaded hanger surface taking another victim. Whatever it is, it's not good. Alrighty, Dylan Shiel, he has started to amp up his training loads a little bit more since I last spoke to you guys about him. He's been involved in some drills, which is good, and now he said he was aiming to play the latter practice game not too long ago. I still think that's probably not going to happen. I reckon the first we see of him will probably be in the VFL during the season, early though, but that's just my gut feeling. But Shiel is running, he's kicking, he's doing all the footy things that footy players footy, but obviously limited amounts and with no contact. Shiel will be really unfit when he comes back, so when he does come back to main training fully, he won't be ready to play. Foot injuries are tough like that. Same with Baldwin, he's done some low gravity stuff, but that won't be the same as pure running. So Shiel, no expected date yet. They're being very cautious with this injury, as he's obviously a very powerful player at his best, and I think we'd rather him be at 100% when he plays, obviously. Even if it's just for 10 or so games, I'd rather him play 10 games at 100% than 20 games at 50%. It's good to see him ease back into training more though. Alright, the rest of our injury list, Jaden Hunter obviously still has that knee injury. It didn't magically heal. He did have successful surgery, but he will not feature this year. That'll be the update for the rest of 2024, the same thing said every week. Tex Wangadeen is progressing from his long-term foot injury. I feel like he's in a similar situation to Shiel, maybe a bit behind, but we also get less Wangadeen news than Shiel, so could easily be missing something. Ben Hobbs and his shoulder, that's still set to be a short-term injury. We should see him return to main training before the season starts, but it may mean he is a tad off the mark by then. Every chance he is back sooner though it's a short-term AC joint injury, a week or 2 or 3. And some other guys, Jordan Ridley has been in and out of training in the last couple of weeks, but that's nothing serious, I hear. Same goes for Peter Wright. I think he sat out today's session, actually. And Nate Caddy definitely sat out today's session. He suffered a bit of a knock last week and hasn't really been doing much since. It's nothing serious, though. He could still play in a practice match. That's just precautionary. I think that's about it, though. If I missed anyone from our actual injury list, I will have it up on the screen for you. Alrighty, and now away from everything Essendon for a bit, it's going to be everything Hawthorn. I'm going to talk about our round 1 opponents. Obviously, we kick kick off the season against them, so I should be talking about their injuries. And unfortunately, they've been decimated in the last week or so. It's pretty brutal over there at Waverley right now. You never want to see opponents suffer injuries. I want both teams to play full strength when they do, but Hawthorn won't be full strength. They definitely won't be. First up, it was announced that Will Day will not play in round 1. That's a big loss. He was their best and fairest winner. He's a really good player. They had some injuries to smaller players, lesser known players like Seamus Mitchell and Bailey McDonald, who are both second-tier defenders, but some first-team players went down as well in a recent session. They had an intra-club game. CJ Jath was tearing up this preseason, but he's unfortunately suffered yet another hamstring injury. It's a cruel blow for a guy who's worked so hard on getting his body right. His hamstrings are made of paper mache. I reckon they seem to go 2 to 3 times a year. He's not going to be available for round 1. I think it's a grade 3 hamstring tear, grade 2 or 3. It looks pretty bad, so he won't be available until, I don't even know, to be honest. And James Blank, this one is really bad. Hawthorn's keyback stocks are messed up as it is, but Blank went down clutching his knee after a tackle. Turns out he's done his ACL just a week after signing a new contract, so that's a really big blow for the club and Blank himself. He isn't a household name, but he was set to be their main lockdown keyback. Instead, they will have to play someone like Sam Frost on Peter Wright, who's we know Sam Frost, he's not anything good. So big injuries. Hopefully these guys recover sooner than later. You never want to see athletes injured. Oh, I almost forgot actually. I had it down in my notes and I've just completely skimmed over it. And now it's not an injury, but could be impactful. Dylan Moore, he has glandular fever. Another really annoying thing for an athlete to have. So that's not what you want. It's a month before round 1, so that's a really bad timing for it. What we could be seeing: Day, Blank, Jath, Moore. 4 first-team players out of that round 1 team, and there is still, of course, time for more damage. I hope nothing else happens. They're a young club who need a fit team. I know we don't like Hawthorn, but I think everyone would rather see them finish low, being fit on the ladder rather than because of this preseason carnage. Not really fair on a team with limited experience as it is. So a lot going on at other clubs that could affect our round 1 clash. But that is that, I think, unless I'm missing someone. I hope I'm not. Let me know if I am. Injury update done. Baldwin, Hawthorn, and more. I know there's been lots going on at the club. We have a potential SSP recruit. I'll talk about Sophronitis if we do sign him, because I know a little bit about him already. I spoke about him on my other channel. I'll be posting a lot in the next few weeks as we approach game time. Practice match next Thursday, so that's big. But that's all for now. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, go Bombers.